Hello, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about managing your sales activities. And that takes a little bit of planning. So take a calendar for a week and start visualizing what are you going to do for that week. First is you want to know your numbers. How many networking events you need to go to get a certain number of contacts. How many dials you need to make to get a certain number of appointments. Understand what your numbers are so that you can plan appropriately for the week. You want to schedule your appointment dialing in blocks of 2 hours. It takes a couple of minutes to warm up your voice. You don't want to just do 5 dials here and 5 dials there. Block out 2 hours Monday afternoon, 2 hours Tuesday morning. Rotate your dialing for appointments so that you give an ample chance to catch someone at their desk. What you want to do is you want to leave Monday morning free. Monday morning is a good morning to do any database entry, to write any marketing information, letters, to do some research. Leave Monday morning free. It is not time to send out a blast email. It is not time to make phone calls. And it's really not a time to make appointments with people unless they actually want you on a Monday morning. But I want to encourage you, make an appointment for every Monday at 1:30. So as soon as your morning is finished, you're out there on your first appointment. Then, when you come back from that appointment on Monday afternoon, you can make some phone calls from 3:30 to 5:30. And I say 5:30 because a lot of times you can't reach someone during the day. But if you call them from 5 to 5:30, the gatekeeper's not there, and you have a chance of finding them at their desk. And you can even, sometimes you can even get someone to transfer you like a guard and say, oh, I was trying to get that human resources director. What was his name? Oh yeah, Barry Peters. Could you connect me? And you'll get to the person you want without the gatekeeper keeping you out. Now, when you have an appointment, do send a reminder email. I call it a heads-up email. Don't call, because then they have an opportunity to cancel. But do send a heads-up email the day before an appointment. Barry, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3. That way, if they have to cancel, they will email you back more than likely than you just showing up. But you haven't had a chat with them right then and there where they're more likely to cancel when you're live. Now, when you're setting appointments, work an area, pick a zip code, pick a building, and try and work that area effectively. You don't want to be driving all over town for your appointments. So as you build your database, look at where your zip codes are and work a zip code. Work a zip code that week for your phone calls, work a zip code that week for your set appointments, and of course work a zip code that week for your cold calls. Now, I don't love doing cold calling, but what I do often is if I have an appointment in a building and I see other businesses in that building that I might want to approach, I do cold call and I say, oh, I was in the building and I was speaking with Ajax up on the 19th floor, and I saw your name on the directory and thought I would pop in and then do your introduction. So it is cold calling, but it's not as difficult as totally working a building without any appointments, because when you say you had an appointment, that offers some credibility. One thing about making your calls to get appointments, I suggest you don't do it between appointments. So if you have 20 minutes between appointment in the morning at 9 and one at 11, don't do dials to try and get more appointments, because those 4 or 5 dials, chances are you're not going to get someone. You'll feel frustrated. You'll hate doing your dialing, and you'll get to the next appointment and you'll be feeling a little bit down. So do just your dialing for appointments in 2-hour blocks in the office. When you do an appointment, come up with an agreed upon next step that you want to accomplish in that appointment and ask your prospect. So if I leave this material with you, will you be able to make a decision by next Tuesday at 3? And if they say yes, then you're going to set a follow-up for next Tuesday at 3. And of course, you're going to send a heads-up email Monday saying, I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow at 3 as a follow-up to our conversation. Now, one of the things that's critical when you do your managing your selling activities is that you want to keep your promises. If you say you're going to call at a certain time, do call at a certain time. So you need a database where you can keep track of your promised callbacks so that they're not being blocked out by an appointment. Because if you call at 3 and say, hi Bob, we were going to talk at 3, I want to make sure that you keep that promise. Now, a lot of us have to research the companies that we're prospecting. Do please save that research for after calling or appointment hours. Do it between 5 and 6, or do it at night after you've had dinner. Spend that time looking up a company, understanding who they are, finding out information about them. Don't use valuable daytime calling or appointment times to do your research. And the other thing is make every lunchtime count. At lunch, you want to either be at a networking meeting or you want to be having a one-on-one with someone. You got to eat lunch, right? So make it productive. Now, if you are a sole proprietor and you're working for yourself, keep track of what you did each week and report to yourself on Friday at 3. Let yourself know how accomplished you were, how many dials you made, how many appointments you kept, how many proposals you wrote. And if you actually work for someone, do provide a report on that so that you can feel that at the end of the week you accomplished as much as you could. So it takes a lot of work to manage your selling activities, but if you have a plan and you stick to the plan and you work your plan, you will have the appointments, the proposals, and the sales that you want. Thank you, and go out there and have a great day selling.